very frank about your sex life.
Right.
From hiring sex workers.
Right.
You testified against Hollywood Madam Heidi Fleiss. You admitted you spent $53,000 for her services.
Well, that's what they knew of.
Yeah,
that's what they had on the book. So.
But do you think you were a sex addict?
Sure, probably, yeah. Yeah. I mean, if to frame it like that, sure. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And you say sex went hand in hand with your drug use.
It did, yeah.
And wanting to try, as you framed it, quote, other side of the menu, which for some people out there, man, what's the other side of the menu? That's sleeping with men. But you said you're being honest about it now. But why did you keep it secret for so long?
Sure. Yeah. Because there was another element to it that it did come with a tremendous amount of extortion. And so at the time I was just like, all right, let's just pay to keep it quiet and just hope it just stays over there, make it go away, just make it go away. And then,
so you were just paying people not to.
Yeah, because they would have had videoed things or whatever and had stuff over me, so that was kind of held hostage, and that's a bad feeling. But again, that's not what I led with. I just led with, all right, people talked about this and this thing and whatever, and so I just need to be free of that, and then see how the world feels if people know that stuff. Because I've written a story all these years about, oh, geez, if I ever reveal that, then this has to be how I'd be dealt with, how I'd be treated, how they'd feel.
In 2015, Sheen publicly revealed that he was HIV positive.
That was a tremendous relief. That felt like, okay, all right, there's that. Now I can focus on some other things.
That was 10 years ago.
That was 2015, you're right.
So how you feeling now?
I feel pretty good.
Yo, so we back in here for another edition of F-ya-Motha, and that's scumbag and celebrity Charlie Sheen, which isn't even fucking really his name, Charlie Estevez, or Carlos Estevez. I don't even know how you get Sheen out of Estevez. Niggas want to be Jewish, but I digress. I say he's a fucking scumbag because he got busted 10 years ago by some prostitute that he was messing with. She went in his bathroom, found HIV drugs, and just like Magic Johnson, this nigga's been combating that shit and winning. So I can't hate him on that. What I will say is that's a fucking crime according to California law. If you know that you have HIV and you expose people to it, that's a felony. They want to charge Bill Cosby with sexual assault and fingering women while they was under the influence of narcotics, and this nigga was out here having unprotected sex while HIV infected. I think he paid the woman off in civil trial, but yeah, there should have been some criminal charges. That right there is a clear-cut example of white privilege. He's not even white. That's what we mean. But I digress. He goes on to say in this interview, where Michael Strahan was asking him questions with kid gloves on, why he kept it secret that he was banging men. He said because he was getting extorted. Yeah, because you was knowingly having sex with HIV unprotected with hookers, which is a crime. So you should have got shook down. They should have went to the authorities and filed a police report on your stupid ass. But wasn't in the black community, so I digress. I will say he was in LA, so he probably was philandering down Figueroa, hitting some of the Latinas and black chicks off. So yeah, he should have been charged. It was a detriment to society, spreading what the fuck is the word for it? Spreading a fucking communicable disease. He looked like he was a dirty dick ass motherfucker. Now I'm starting to believe everything that Corey Haim and Corey Feldman be talking about is true. Maybe he did take the vegetable oil and rape Corey Haim, which is probably why he took himself out. This nigga's a creep. Not only that, he was a creep, drug addict / closeted homosexual. He says in his book that he wanted to taste off the other side of the menu. I don't even know what the fuck that means. As a heterosexual man that messes with women, yeah, I kind of don't want to taste off the other menu. That's seems nasty. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a flip flopper. However, if he was doing stuff to the Corey Feldman and Corey Haim, one can only imagine shit was probably getting done to him once upon a time when he was younger. So he's grown fond of the shit. It's typically how it is. You know what I'm saying? Predators be victims at once upon a time in their life. Which I'm not making a cop out for them, but find a pattern of behavior. Makes sense. But I don't know why they doing an interview with this creep after 10 years. I thought he slid under a rock and kind of disappear. I think Charlie Sheen at this point is like 65, 66 years old. I'm not saying he should have been able to die in relative obscurity. Maybe they're bringing this back up because they want to make him hit headlines and ambush him with public perception like they did Diddy, and lawsuits will come about and somebody will rail charges up against this dude, and I don't know. All I know is R. Kelly, Bill Cosby, some other motherfuckers too. Everybody black seem to be getting indicted, arrested, or just now released from prison, or doing 80 goddamn years, and this nigga's free as hell with a dirty dick. But in all fairness, he is infecting white women, as we see in this picture, I think allegedly. So I'm not gonna say maybe that's good for the best, but it ain't affecting my community, so I guess there's that silver lining, I guess. In any event, if y'all like this episode, like, comment, and subscribe, and I miss out.